So today we are continuing on our lessons on destiny line, which is the line in the middle of the hand. And today we are going to look at differences between the right hand and the left hand. So under this video you can find some links that are going to go into more details about the difference between right and left. But now I'm just going to focus on the destiny line, and I'm going to show you 3 examples. By the way, every time I'm going to show you 2 hands side by side, the right one, the one that is on the right side, is always the dominant hand. Dominant meaning it's more like your GPS hand, it's more your conscious hand, it's more your public hand, as opposed to the left being more the non-dominant hand being more like your subconscious hands, more like the automatic pilot hand, and more your private hand. So on the first example that I'm going to call Maurice, we can see that the private hand, the non-dominant hand, is actually much better than the dominant hand. So it is longer, straighter, and it goes all the way to the mount of Saturn. Now on the public hand, the dominant hand, the conscious hand, you can see that it is much shorter and mostly stopping at the head line. So it is being stopped by the ego. There is a feeble attempt to continue on the right hand, but you see that in general the line is not really continuing too much after the headline. So in this case, this person was more interested in money and status and everything to do with the ego, and he lost everything. He lost his relationship, he lost the company that he had, he lost the idea that he was like a businessman, and he was not able to look inside and to find his strength inside, which would be what Saturn is all about, and he turned to drinking. And he was not able to actually use what he had inside with his left hand, with his non-dominant hand, to actually get out of the problems that he was at and continue. But as we know, the lines can always change, so he might still be able to do it. Now on the second example, it's Yasmina. In the case of Yasmina, you can see that on her non-dominant hand she has a simian line. Simian line is when the head line and the heart line are stuck together, and it gives you a lot of energy, but sometimes the energy is not well focused. Fortunately, she has a destiny line. Actually, she has more than one destiny line, and on the right hand she has actually a good quadrangle. So even though we have the simian line on the left hand, the non-dominant hand, on the right hand we have a good quadrangle. On the left hand, subconscious hand, you see that the line, the main line, is actually curving. It is going towards Jupiter. And when it goes towards Jupiter, it means the person is more selfish. It's more like, what's in it for me? But this is more the private hand. On the public hand, where she's putting her GPS energy, basically, the line is a lot more straight and is going all the way to Saturn. So there is more consciousness, more wisdom. And in the third case, we have Hannah. And Hannah, you can see on the subconscious hand, the left hand, both the headline and the destiny lines are longer on the left hand, on the subconscious hand, on the non-dominant hand. There is also a second line starting from the lifeline. So this is the case of a person who needs to have the right people around her. If she follows just a right hand, she might not accomplish too much. But she was lucky enough to marry a man who had a hotel, and she helped him. So she used all the energy of her left hand, of her partner, to actually help him be successful. So in this case, the left hand is the one that took over, and hopefully maybe in a few years, the right hand, the destiny hand, is going to be longer, to be more, like have more depth starting earlier, because as we know, lines change all the time. So this concludes my sessions on the difference between right and left as far as the destiny line is concerned. And the next time we are going to see how we can improve our line of destiny. See you next time.